And a welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We are inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios, and Great Lakes Honda City comes to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. You will find them Monday through Saturday for sales and service. They are our go-to partner. They are our studio partner, and this is where I've gotten my cars for over a decade. So my 2025 Honda CR-V, my black on black on black, it looks good. It would look good in a rap video. It would look good in a Marvel movie, I think. So I love my Honda CR-V. Go and get your vehicle today at Great Lakes Honda City. You could find out their inventory by going to greatlakeshondacity.com. Let them know the DT sent you. I am picture in picture with a champion, a two-time champion. 2 times in the NEC, 2-time champions. I mean, 100% of the time winning a trophy. I mean, I guess that's good. That's all right. This Bearcat Breakroom coming to you with Jonathan Arbittier, and he is with me from the Binghamton Bearcats men's tennis program here for this edition of the Bearcat Breakroom in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University, following back-to-back NEC titles. Jonathan, how are we doing?
Good, Dan. Good, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And like I said to you off the air, I mean, super congratulations. Nothing like being in a conference and winning it 100% of the time.
Appreciate that, Dan.
So bring me into, I mean, I talked to Coach about this, Nick Zazula, about the back-to-backs, and just what your thoughts are. Sorry, my wonderful dog is, she likes to jump in. I tell people this all the time. I think people think I have a ghost in my studio because I put my dog in my office, and all 10 pounds of her will hit this door like a 300-pound man. And so people just see the door swing open, and they're like, is there something you want to tell us? Is there like a ghost, invisible person? I'm like, no, it's my dog. She's right here. But so getting into being in the NEC and winning 100% of the time, I spoke with Nick Zazula about it. Did you take anything from last season that you wanted to swing over into this season? Was there something that stuck with you? Did it feel like a totally different season? Bring me into how the two either combined or they didn't.
Yeah, so for me, this is actually my first year as a Bearcat.
Right. But like
So
from what the guys told you, I guess is to
got
rephrase
you.
that, like, did they kind of give you like hey, you weren't here last year, but we did this last year? Was there carryover from the leadership is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, 100%. So coming in as my first year, like there's definitely a big big culture at the school where it's it feels more of a family
Okay.
than it does just like, oh, we just go to work and then to go play and then like we go our separate ways. It feels like everybody's really connected. There's no problems within the team. Everybody's a great guy. I would say culture wise, that's
Yeah.
a big thing. And then also when you look at um, how the team has uh, done like maturity wise. I feel like that's one of our biggest strengths is we always make sure to get our things done in school as well as like everything off the court so that when it comes time to be on the court, we have a game plan going into whatever we're doing. That's a big credit to the coach, Nick, just really setting up everything for us when we get to a facility, um, knowing which courts we're going to play on,
Yeah.
knowing um, exactly what time we're going to get there. We have everything on our Google Calendar all scheduled out for each person. So it's really nice to have that structure.
Yeah, and you said that there's this big culture when you come into it, right? And
Mhm.
this culture around the tennis program. Olympic sports don't get enough love. I do what I can on my side to change that, and we have spoken to so many different Olympic sports throughout the year, and of course Binghamton with tennis have spoken in the 2 years that we've been, well, this being year two, that we've been working in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton. Spent a lot of last year talking tennis and spent part of this season, well, during your season, talking about tennis as well. I've had a bunch of your teammates on the broadcast, including Nick Zazula. When you speak about culture, the country talks about football, baseball, basketball, but you got a big tennis culture at Binghamton. Describe that a little bit more. I know you talked about the structure of it, but just that culture of winning and that expectation that this is not a team that is looking to have a winning record or make a place for themselves in a tournament. This is a team that has the expectation of winning titles and going to the NCAA.
Right. Yeah. So I would say I would say first of all, throughout the season, like we've had a lot of different struggles with guys being injured, everything like that. But what the culture really brings is that we didn't blink for a second. Like I think what really helped out us is that we always knew that was the goal, and we always knew that that's what we were striving for. So when we would take a loss, or something would go not our way, or somebody would get injured, it was always okay. What's the best thing we can do with the situation we have, as opposed to dwelling on a past circumstance or something like that. And I would say that's a big part of our culture, is really trying to control the things that we can control, and not necessarily trying to change things that we just can't. And I think that that really helped us throughout the year to get ready for the tournament, which was our primary objective and our primary goal. And when you face adversity, and when you go through some struggles in the season, when you get to postseason and you have already faced those struggles, like if things go wrong again, you know how to deal with these things, and you just don't blink, and you just keep on going. So
Well, and you said because you guys got to deal with it, some people would sit there and complain and say, I can't believe I had to deal with all this adversity. You're saying, no, I'm happy that we went through it, and I'm happy we went through it when we did, because it got us prepared for the rest of the season. Why do you look at adversity as a positive? Because some people be sitting here saying we didn't get what we wanted, we went through injuries, it's not our fault, we had to go through all this stuff we shouldn't have had gone through, we should have so many more wins, da 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 da. You said no. The adversity taught you how to be ready come tournament time. So bring me into how adversity is a positive.
right. So I would say one thing that our coach really kind of instilled in us, and I don't know if he talked about it with you at all, but he gave us all a story um, about a farmer. And so basically how the story goes is a farmer just is walking along a path, and then he all of a sudden finds these horses, and he needed horses, and so he brings them back to the hometown, and everybody's like, oh man, what a great thing, we now have horses. And the farmer says, well, we don't know if it's a great thing. And then after that, like the horses spread some kind of disease, and the cows are now infected and sick. And so in turn, that wasn't a great thing. And then the farmer's son, um, he ends up uh, he ends up like breaking his leg. And then there are people that come to him to make him go into the draft for the army. And so when he broke his leg, he was like, "Oh man, that's such a bad thing." But then his dad said, "Oh, like let's wait and see." And then it turned out that, like, because his son didn't want to go into the army, it wasn't a bad thing for him, because he was able to get out of going to the army. So we look at so what I'm trying to say is the way we look at the problems, as well as things that are going good, is kind of central, and we try to keep everything central, and try to not overreact to any situation.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's true that if you look at adversity as if it's a bad thing, it's gonna be a bad thing. But if you try to look at it with a calm eye, and okay, what can we do next? That's only gonna turn into a positive result after the fact. Even if like more adversity comes along, you're always gonna get through it, as long as you continue looking to the next best thing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I love the story that he told, because, like you said, this farmer's going along, finds horses, needs horses, brings them back, and you think, oh, this is a great thing. Stumbled upon some horses, great for us. End up spreading disease, then hurt my leg. This is a bad thing. No, because now I'm not going to get drafted. Now I'm not going to have to go to the war. So it's interesting how he told that story of you stumble upon what you think is a positive and it was a negative, and then you stumble upon a negative which was actually a positive. And so it's kind of like you said, stay central and see what things can do, and really don't get too down on yourself when you're going through the hard times, and don't get too up on the, oh, I just found all this great stuff, so this is amazing. Like, try to keep yourself in this. I'm guessing that Coach Zazula was saying, like, try to be even keel. If something looks
Mm-hmm.
really good and it goes awry, don't go awry with it. And if something is really bad, we don't know if it can swing to good, so don't get depressed. I feel like he was saying, don't get high, don't get low. Just stay even, stay in the middle, and don't let the moment be too big for you. If something goes good, don't get a big head. If something goes bad, then don't let it hit you in the heart, is kind of what I took from it.
Yeah, no, that you're 100% right. How you got to think about it is you want to stay even so that you're able to have that clear head. Like you said, with the positive, you don't want to get a big head. That's the main issue, and you don't want to kind of forget how you got to that positive. So really maintaining um, like that even keelness, that I guess kind of stoic, like right in the center, where you're making decisions based off the best thing you can do right then, is I would say a big part of our culture and trying to do what we can.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting because that perception, right? The perception of maybe this is a good thing, but it's not, or maybe this isn't a good thing, but it can actually help us. And so I find that really interesting. He also said something to me that he said to you guys, where he said, "A man can never step in the same river twice."
Hmm.
I'd love to get your
Yeah.
thoughts on that and what you took from that.
Yeah. So for me, I would say with a man can step in no river twice. I kind of take away from that, like, in any situation you find yourself, it's never going to be the exact same. Like there's always different water in the river. So like when the river's flowing downstream, like, oh, it looks like the same river, but then like that water's continuing to move. Whereas when so like when you go back maybe a day later, all of the water molecules that you saw were already downstream, whereas like now you're just stepping into a completely different body of water. And so for me, that that's kind of similar to life in that, like, when you're in a positive scenario, you have to, or a negative scenario, you have to really look at how you got there.
Yeah.
Um, and so you can't be like, with everything that happens to you, like, oh, I won this match, it must be because I did this and this, or I lost this match, it must be because this and this. Like, you never want to assume. You always gotta take what's handed to you with um like really deep reflection, and really trying to understand like what happened to you, and like using that to the best of your ability to improve yourself for later, whether that be, oh, I won the match, that's great, this is what happened, this is what I should try to continue to implement, or, oh, I lost the match, this is why I lost the match, and what can I do to change those things for the future. So
Yeah. And I think that's huge. Like you said, I mean, and like Coach said, I mean, you're never gonna be in the same river twice. You can never step into the same river twice because it's different. And I talked with him about it, and I said, well, that makes a lot of sense because I mean, I know it's your first season, but last year, let's say, okay, last year you're in high school, this year you're in college, so tennis isn't the same. And then I said to him, I was like, somebody might go through a breakup, somebody might not get a good grade on a test, somebody might have somebody in their family get sick, somebody
mhm.
may be coming off a vacation and maybe their brain is somewhere else. There's all these things that are going to make sure that if you step into the same river, it's not going to be the same the next time around. And so I think that's another huge statement that he made. What happened to you this season that maybe had happened to you earlier on in the season where you said to yourself, hey, Jonathan, looking right in the mirror, like, I know this feels like the same river, but I'm not stepping into it twice. Like, either something that happened in a match where it happened, and then later on down the road, you stepped down and you thought, oh, okay, here we go again, or something's going to happen again, and you shifted yourself and said, no, whatever I went through before, I'm going to learn from it. I'm not going to step down into that same situation again.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. I would say generally, so I'm a transfer student, so I was at a school before this, and I would say for me, like generally, just transferring to a different school and being a part of a different culture as opposed to what I was before, because like you kind of think like, oh, this is going to be very similar to the experience I had previously, or something along those lines. But at the end of the day, it's always just completely different. Whether that be good or bad, and you gotta understand that, and you have to kind of learn from the previous things, but uh, not just go in with that mentality like, oh, it's going to be the exact same. You have to learn from the previous things and then still take the things you learn, but also be aware that what you're experiencing is going to be completely different. So yeah, I would say generally just transferring schools was a big one for me.
Yeah, and when you went through that transfer process, I mean, the portal, talk about it all the time here on the show. It's such it can be a really good thing. It could also be a really dangerous thing, and it could be a really tough thing. So your experience of going through the portal, this being your first year at Binghamton, but before Binghamton, playing 2 seasons at Rider University and advancing to the 2024 MAAC semifinals. You had the opportunity in the MAC, or the, what do they say, the M2A, or however they describe it here. But when you're looking at that time at Rider and what you went through there, and then coming to Binghamton, what did you learn about the portal, and what did you learn about making a decision twice, essentially?
So for me, I would say with the portal, for me it wasn't like necessarily super complicated when it came to the portal. So when I was applying to college initially, I wasn't as good of a player as I am now. And I remember emailing Coach Zula, and him getting and like I remember emailing a hundred schools, more than 100 schools,
Yeah.
and him being one of the only people to actually even get back to me. And he wrote me this really nice email about like go maybe like that I wasn't a good fit for right then, but maybe going and playing another couple years at a different school, and then like we'll see. And so I didn't go into the transfer process thinking like, oh yeah, I really want to go to Binghamton, but I definitely remembered that conversation I had. And so I emailed a lot of the same schools, and I got an email from Coach Nick, and he said like, "Hey, let's hop on a call." And I was definitely always really appreciative of that email he response he gave me before, and now that I got to a level that can be a part of this team, it just kind of worked out that way. I knew that I definitely wanted to go to a place that had a an indoor facility, and I was really happy with the facility we have here. Really just getting all of those reps. Where I mean, we know that Binghamton can have some pretty rough winters, but
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. Like whatever the weather is, you're always able to go in and play some tennis. So and try to get better. So I would say that's kind of what I was looking for, and that's kind of how the transfer process went for me.
And you said, you sent it out to 100 different schools, but Nick Zazula got back in touch with you. When you were sending out to schools, were you looking in a certain area? Did you want to be in a certain place that Binghamton was a part of that? Did you see something in Binghamton? How did you, when you sent out all of these hopeful messages of like, hey, I'd love to be at your school or get more information or see what you have. When you reached out to all the schools you reached out to, how did Binghamton get on the list?
So honestly, for me, I just kind of like put my name out there to everybody.
Okay.
Like I was more focused on getting a lot of feelers out there so that like when a response would come in, I would look more into the school and I would potentially have options at that point. And so that's just kind of how it went for me. Like I just went online, looked at the coaches' names and emails and stuff like that, and I just had an email that I just kept on sending
Yeah.
to a bunch of different coaches, and that's just kind of how it worked out.
So Coach Nick gets in touch with you, and you said that that meant something to you. You sent it out to so many people. He reached back. Bring me
Mhm.
into what you remember of when he reached back.
Um, so I remember, I actually kind of remember vividly.
Okay.
So I was back in my hometown, York, Pennsylvania, and I was training with my coach back there, Flo, and we were at that point we were sending out a ton of different emails, and uh, like this is before I went off to Ryder,
Yeah.
and so. So I remember like at a break in our practice, I went and I pressed my phone and it was just a notification there and we read it on the court. And I just remember my coach Flo back home saying that it was really nice he got back to me, you know, like a lot of coaches just don't do that and that's not a knock on any of those coaches because like they're all really busy, but it made an impression on me that he was the one to get back. So
Jonathan Arbittier. Good thing that Nick Zazula reached out, helped out here with bringing Jonathan in. Bearcat Breakroom with the Binghamton University Bearcats in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership. We are centered on men's tennis, following back-to-back NEC titles. As we talked about in the beginning, a lot of your teammates have experienced that title from last year. This is your first one here in the NEC and here with Binghamton. What did the elder statesmen of Binghamton men's tennis tell you about last year?
oh man, so I would say so. I mean, they told me a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I would say overall that you know it just gets gritty. It just gets really gritty. And we talk about gratitude a lot and being thankful for different things in our lives. And I would say that basically what everybody on the team was telling me is that they were just really grateful for the experience to get to go and play on a stage that's gonna make them nervous and gonna make them tight when playing. Because it's just there's just no better feeling than trying to go and compete for your team. And so it just takes a lot of grit to just go out on court and really just compete for your teammates and fight as hard as you possibly can. And going out there and being as focused as you possibly can for those few hours because you know those few hours they really make or break the season, you know. So just a couple of points and we're not making it out of the quarterfinal round of the NEC. So um, it just it just uh, it just is a testament to staying out there and doing what we can at all times.
Yeah, and like you said, it gets gritty, right? It's not an easy road, and especially when everybody's gunning for you. You're the champions last year, so you coming onto this team and you being a part of the program this year, and them repeating as champions. What was this experience like for you personally, being a transfer, coming in from Ryder, getting to know this program, getting to know what Binghamton is, and then in your first season with Binghamton, hoisting a trophy?
I mean, for me personally, I was fired up. Like it was an awesome experience. Like unfortunately, I wasn't playing, but from the side, you know, just being as loud as you possibly can, getting your team fired up, just doing everything that each person on the team can do is kind of what leads to a championship team, you know. So it was just it was really cool to see at the end of the year everything kind of coming together and everybody doing their part. Because like I said, like there was some problems with injuries with people earlier in the year and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That really kind of can cause some problems. And like we just ended up fighting as hard as we could in the tournament, which is really what we came to do. So.
And Jonathan, you said, you weren't competing, you were watching from the sideline. Bring me into that and how you are obviously still very much a part of the team, a part of the experience. How did you experience this run to the championship, like you said, albeit being on the side?
Honestly, it's really all just about for me personally, just kind of being as loud as I possibly can. Just like every time I see somebody win a point, just not be obnoxious, but make it known that I'm rallying with my teammate, because that not only puts energy into my teammate, but also like kind of sucks some energy out of the opposing players. When you see a cohesive unit, and you hear the cohesive unit. So I think that for me was kind of my goals going into the tournament, and that's what coach told me he wanted me to do. Um, so yeah, that was my experience from the side, and honestly, like for me, it's almost more nerve-wracking to be watching than it is to be playing, because like it's at the end of the day, it's not in your control. Like you can't be actually doing anything. But so, just like I guess just doing what you can, and being as supportive as possible while your teammates are going at it is good.
When will we see you back out there?
So unfortunately I have to get shoulder surgery May 8th.
Yeah.
So for a torn labrum, so I'm gonna be out for 4 to 6 months. But hopefully I can get back on court in September. That's gonna be the goal. And from then on, just continue to grind and try to get better and try to do the things that I can do to make it happen. So.
So for you, despite the transfer, can you ask for a year to get back, or did you compete? I mean, how does it work with you this season? Is there any way that you can add a year on? Because I know you got a year next season, but can you ask for another one?
Yeah, so TBD. So I'm right now trying to kind of see how that medical redshirting process would go.
Okay.
Because I did play earlier in the year. I played a couple matches in the spring.
Yeah.
But I hopefully think that it might be enough to, or it might be like under the threshold of where I can still get that medical red shirt, but I still have to confirm it. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but we'll see. I actually already took a medical red shirt in my freshman year as well. For I broke my wrist during a match,
Okay.
so I right now
So do
after
you
this
have
season
to?
I have two more. Yeah, I have two more now.
So you could have three.
Yeah, so I could have three, which would be really cool, but
Awesome. So we could have you at Binghamton, essentially like you had never been anywhere else. And at that point, you'll be a doctor with all the work that you'll be doing in class.
right. Yep. Yep. There you go. Get a master's degree and everything.
So before we jump into rapid fire, we know the NCAAs are coming up. We know that you're on the side here. You said it gets nerve wracking just to be on the side, but you try to be loud. What can you tell me about the NCAAs and your anticipation of your personality, how you're going to be? Because I would imagine you're traveling with the team. You're going to go with everybody. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you're going out to the NCAAs. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be exciting. The team had Michigan last year. So for you this season, just what your thoughts are being with Binghamton, being in the NCAAs, and even though you're not going to be on the court itself, just how you're going to make yourself known in the NCAAs.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna try to continue doing the same things that I've been doing in the NECs and everything like that. Just really being as loud as I can, being positive towards my teammates, making it known that the team is a cohesive unit and that we're all fighting together because at the end of the day, while it's an individual sport, tennis, like it's also uh, the great thing about college is it's also a team sport. So yeah, I mean it's going to be a great experience. I'm going to be soaking it all in, traveling somewhere. We don't know where we're traveling yet, but we find out Monday. So
Yeah. So it'll be very exciting to see Jonathan Arbittier and the team wherever Binghamton ends up. We know they'll be in the NCAAs. It is now time to play rapid fire. That gives us an opportunity to put each other on the hot seat. It can be sports related or literally any subject, any topic in the world. And Jonathan, you get to go first. You get to put me on the hot seat. What do you got?
put you on the hot seat. Okay. What's your favorite sport?
Oh, good question. I I mean, I got an appreciation for many, many sports, but I would say to play is basketball because I've been playing since I was 7. I just played a pickup game. I just played horse and I won on a fadeaway 3 dribbling from the top of the key to the right wing. So, and I have also said this. I have said if you give me 5 chances at a half court shot, I believe I'll make one of them. So, in
Okay.
3 different gyms in my hometown of Syracuse, I have made my first attempt at a half court shot with a witness in each of those gyms. I was just down in Florida at an outdoor court and I took 4 shots and they were all really close. Like some of them looked like they were going through. The 5th one I took dropped through and I went up to the person I was playing with and I said, I told you I needed 5, right? So I would say basketball because I very much love it. Shut my brain off when I play, and it just means something to me. I don't really know how to describe.
Cool.
My question back to you, Jonathan. If we were playing horse on a basketball court, what trick shot would you use to beat me that you would hope would beat me?
Ooh. You don't want to see me shoot a basketball, for first thing, but man, I would say probably like behind the back, like like back facing the basket.
Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah, probably straight on, but from far away.
Okay. I think there is a video record of me shooting a half court shot over my head from straight on and that went in. So we'll see. I like that. What's your next question for me?
Uh, my next question. I see that's a Lemoyne. What is that? A poster back there?
A fin.
Did,
Yeah.
did yeah? Did you go to Lemoyne or do you just have the poster?
So we have a partnership with Lemoyne as well. Bob Beretta, the AD at the time, gave us that fin, and so that is why I have the fin in the background. I have a Binghamton basketball towel, but I've talked to Gene about the fact of wanting a bigger B, and so I think we're going to be putting a B somewhere behind me.
Nice, nice. There we go. Got to represent.
My question back to you. If you took over my show tomorrow morning, what 3 guests would you have on the show and why?
Oh man, good question. Uh, I can have anybody on the show.
Anybody?
Anybody.
Yeah.
Man. Um, for me, I would say, man, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Who would I have on the show? Probably Tom Brady.
Okay.
You know, yeah, the GOAT.
Okay.
Uh, then I'd probably have this guy named Ben Davies. He was my favorite soccer player growing up from Tottenham.
Okay.
Uh, and I don't know why he was my favorite. I just think I like turned on the TV when I was like 7 and or 8, and he was playing, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be my favorite player.
Okay.
Um, then I'd probably have I'd probably have Brian Dawkins on the show.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So.
You'd have an Eagle and a Patriot. How that would go down. So you said that Brady is the GOAT. You picked Brian Dawkins. Is there anyone that you think can ever beat what Brady's done is question one, going off of this. And secondly, why Dawkins? Because you're an Eagles fan. Why'd you pick him?
Um, so for Brady, I mean, I think it's always possible, but for anybody that's currently playing, no.
Okay.
I'm an avid Patrick Mahomes, not hater, but I don't think that he is gonna do what Brady did, and I think that that Brady is just like his championships, um, going what 7 for 10. He has more rings than any football team in the NFL. Like I feel like that's a really tough feat. He just made it look so easy.
Okay.
Uh, and yeah, I would say no, but I think that, or I would say no one currently, but I think it is possible.
Okay. And then why Brian Dawkins?
Uh, so he was my dad's favorite Eagle.
Okay.
And so kind of by default, like I don't know if he's my favorite Eagle, but he's definitely up there. And I love just watching like Brian Dawkins tackling videos. One of the best tacklers of the game ever. So, yeah.
All right, I like it. What's your last question for me?
Ooh. Um, if you had to if you could play one sport besides basketball at the top level, like in the Olympics, let's say it has to be an Olympic sport,
Okay.
what would you choose and why?
Uh, Pole vaulting because it's insane and I love it and I think it's amazing. Or the people that know me know that they're yelling at the screen saying you liar, because the one thing I want to do since I was a child is be part of a bobsled team, but not America, the Jamaican bobsled team, because of Cool Runnings. But I would love to be in the bobsled team, and I'd love to be the person in the back. So the one that's like pushes and then like catches up and jumps in. I'd love to be the one responsible for starting it. So yeah, I would say bobsledding probably, but pole vaulting would be a close second because it's insane. It's absolutely
Yeah,
insane. They're both insane.
yeah,
So, but yeah, I would like to. I don't really have any fears when it comes to that stuff. Like I'm that person where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna put you on a bungee cord and we're gonna let you go, and it's gonna feel like you're flying around the city. Do you want to do it?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, let's go. What are we doing?" I mean, like I would be the person that would jump off of like a mountain somewhere in Italy and then have that like the suit on where it's like the squirrel thing where you put your hands out and you
yeah, yeah, yeah.
glide. Like I would be the person to do that. So that's just me. I think I'm an Avenger, Jonathan, and I want to prove it to myself and God. So, but yeah, I definitely think I'm an Avenger. And if there was ever an assembly of Avengers, I would absolutely throw my name in the hat. And I was in the Amazing Spider-Man too, so I have been in one of the movies, but I haven't
Oh,
starred
really?
in one of them. So
Dang, that's cool. What did you? Sorry, I know there's another question. What did you do in the movie?
I was one of like there's like 200 extras, and we had to act out a scene when Paul Giamatti, who ends up being the Rhino, he is driving the 18 wheeler, and he crashes. And when he crashes, all these NYPD vehicles, there's like 40 of them, they crash into each other on top of each other. And as they're all crashing and they hit, before the back doors open and the guys come out shooting, I come out of the alleyway with like four or five other guys. I was in this scene doing a lot of really cool things. I was protecting a total stranger that they told me like this is your girlfriend, protect her as if she was. I was blocking a woman from getting shot. I was running in front of the camera to try and avoid getting hit by the 18 wheeler. But the part that they took was me walking down the street and looking to my right. So that's all. But I made it. I made it. So yeah, Spider Man is my favorite. I'm going to throw this back to you. Okay, so here's my thing for you. Keeping with the superhero theme, you and I have gotten to talk today, gotten to know each other's personalities a little bit. If you became a superhero at the snap of your fingers and you made me one, so you can't pick Spider-Man because I just said something. So
Uh-huh.
you make yourself a superhero, you make me a superhero. You got to pick who we are, what city we protect, and what villain we face.
Ooh, wait, so I can like overlap. So I pick a superhero and then like a different city, or is it all like in that universe?
It's whatever you want it to be. Honestly, you could take it where you want to take it.
Okay. Um, I would say for me, I would love to be I would I would love to be Doctor Strange.
Okay.
I just find that's like multiverse stuff, like being like pretty much omniscient, just like knowing everything, would be really cool. Being able to kind of just like teleport wherever you want. Um, I would say I want to protect, I don't know why it came to me, but I want to protect Gotham.
Okay.
I want to protect Gotham. And then what was the other question?
The villain.
Ooh, the villain. Um, I'd want the villain to be Omni-Man from Invincible. I don't know if you know
Okay.
who that is.
The TV show. So I don't
Yeah, the TV show.
I don't know it as well, but I know the show. So now you got to pick it for me. What do you got for
Oh,
me?
for you. Okay. Um, for you, I'm gonna go Iron Man as the hero.
Okay.
I kind of think you're an Iron Man kind of guy.
Okay.
Uh, then I'm gonna go. You're gonna protect New York City. You're gonna stick with the plot.
Okay.
Um, but the villain is gonna be the Green Goblin. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
I was thinking Green Goblin. I was channeling that. So I like that. I like it. I appreciate it. Respect. And from goatee to goatee, Mr. Robert Downey Jr. But yeah, I mean, I definitely I like that. And by the way, New York City. So Gotham was supposed to be a darker version of New York City, but now Gotham in the comic books and on movies and TV is actually a nicer version of New York City in real life. So you get the nicer version of New York. I get New York City right now with everything going on. So great. I'm excited. So with that being said, Jonathan Arbittier here with us, Binghamton Bearcats men's tennis in his first season as a Bearcat and back-to-back NEC titles for the team, his first title. And hopefully, we know we got him for 2 years. We're trying to get him for 3. Zazula, do what you can. Bearcat Breakroom in this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University. And of course, many thanks inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios for everybody tuning in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Jonathan, I know it's the first time, but I hope to have you back for plenty more. Congratulations. I hope surgery goes well on May 8th, and I definitely am grateful to have you here today.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you having me on, and it's been fun.
I want to thank you for tuning in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT for audio and video, and our live internet streaming radio that comes to you on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. And of course, once we go live, we jump into the archives, and you can find us on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT. And many thanks to the wonderful Brooklyn Pickle in Southern Pines, North Carolina. From New York to North Carolina, you'll find them on 1788 Old Morganton Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina, right down the road from Pinehurst Golf Course that the PGA Tour knows all too well. That New York flavor, a sandwich, all of those great great sandwiches, all the ingredients, all of the wonderful things we've been spoiled with in the great state of New York or down in North Carolina as the Brooklyn Pickle ventures down the coast to Southern Pines on 1788 Old Morganton Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Let them know that DT sent you. And of course, many thanks to our team of partners in Central and Upstate New York, Great Lakes Honda City, where you can go Monday through Saturday for sales and service and get yourself new and used vehicles. If you want to tour what they have on the lot, go to greatlakeshondacity.com. You also get the phone numbers there for their sales and service at greatlakeshondacity.com. And I want to thank Great Lakes Honda City for over a decade of me bringing home vehicles that I have enjoyed. So many thanks to Great Lakes Honda City, our exclusive studio partner. Carvel DeWitt, the exclusive home of the DT Dolphin. It's our ode to the Lemoyne College Dolphins. You will find our DT Dolphin Sunday on site, on location, down the road from Lemoyne College on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. Carvel DeWitt, the longest standing franchise in America with the DT Dolphin exclusive. And that is mint chocolate chip, whipped cream, and a cherry, hot fudge, green and gold sprinkles, and a chocolate dolphin jumping out of your whipped cream. Get it 7 days a week, and on Wednesdays, buy one, get one. The Wildcat Sports Pub, where we proudly call home to our West Genesee shows of over 8 years. With the West Genesee Wildcats coaches and student athletes, as well as their families, you'll find us at the Wildcat Sports Pub on 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. GG Cards and Breaks, your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. A place that helps you be a big kid, no matter what your age is. And you can celebrate it with your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your neighbors, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. GG Cards and Breaks is a place for everyone of all ages, because our kid spirit should always, always be vibrant and strong. GG Cards and Breaks, where you can find them Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6, Sundays from 10 to 5, and of course 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse is the location. And monthly we have trade night, where you could buy, sell, and trade sports cards, as well as Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Disney Lorcana. Ma and Pa's, the snack capital of the world. You'll find Ma and Pa's on 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York, with multiple types of freeze-dried candy, as well as cotton candy, lemonade, and a plethora of flavors when it comes to kettle corn, popcorn, and premium corn like the Elvis, which is banana-covered popcorn with the peanut butter Reese's drizzle, the way that Elvis liked peanut butter and banana. All of the wonderful things that you see are made in-house at Mon-Pa's. The lemonade, the cotton candy, the freeze-dried candy, as well as the popcorn and kettle corn. Find it all on 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. And if you're out of town and you want to order it, and I just made your mouth water, go to Ma and Pa's Popcorn.com and you can order today. Avicoli's, our home of our Liverpool athletic broadcast with student athletes, coaches, and administration every single month on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, at the corner of Wetzel Road and Route 57. And if you stand on the corner, you can see Liverpool High School within walking distance of Avicoli's, open 7 days a week. As well as Servomation, reinvigorating, re-energizing, reimagining what it is to have vending, whether it be at your high school, your grammar school, your preschool, your college, university, place of business, rest stop, airport. Servomation, the technology they have, the assortment, the variety that they have, and the quality of food. I've toured their facility in upstate New York, and you wouldn't believe the kitchen. There's restaurants that would beg to have a kitchen like this. Servomation does it differently, and I'm very happy to say that we are partnered with them. SERVOMATION.com. Go there for more information. Mother's Cupboard, the home of my breakfast sandwich exclusively in Central New York, 3709 James Street in Syracuse, 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. You will find the Cuse McMother, bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast. Cut it up and have it with some syrup. Pick it up and eat it like a sandwich and dip it in the syrup, and do it today. Chick-fil-A Cicero, the first Chick-fil-A in Central New York, and owner-operator Jim Rusakowski, a brother of mine. You don't want to miss out on Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A Cicero specifically is a step above, in my opinion. There's people that are proud to see you, team members that are incredible. Chick-fil-A Cicero, they do it to the nth degree. They break the mold, and you can find those team members in our series, The Light Between Us, which airs every single month. Go to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and search the Light Between Us playlist. Canine Camp Dog Daycare. There's no better place to bring your dog out in East Syracuse. Daycare. Hey, we all got stuff going on, and sometimes we just have to drop our dog off so that our dog's not sitting at home in a kennel or just being at home by themselves. The daycare at Canine Camp Dog Daycare on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, across from BJ's, is the perfect place to go because of Lorraine, because of Chad, because of the care, concern, and the service to our wonderful animals. Head over there today, and of course you can call them at 315-437-7110 or go online to K-9kamp.com. Pizza Man, who we absolutely love going every single month and having our Baldwinsville Bees broadcast at Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York. You don't want to miss any of those shows we do on-site, on location, including Off the Rails with Al, featuring college football national champion Al Romano, who played with Tony Dorsett as a Pittsburgh Panther and hails from Solvay. A lot of great things we get to do at Pizza Man. Love the Bees and appreciate the support that you have for their student athletes, coaches, administration, and families. And Brian's Landing, a place that we love to go out to in Jamesville. Brian's Landing, the menu that they have is eclectic. There's nothing on that menu where you sit there and go, oh, okay, like this is what the menu is because these 5 things are alike. No, everything is different. Something for everyone. 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. The perfect place to go with a team, the perfect place to go with a friend, the perfect place to go on a date or bring mom and dad. Brian's Landing makes you feel like you're away from home on a vacation when you're just out in Jamesville by the water. Head to Brian's Landing today. And of course, many thanks to the Lemoyne College Dolphins, Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, and the Binghamton University Bearcats for being our exclusive multimedia marketing partners. Lemoyne you will find Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time during Dolphin Time. And of course, you'll find Binghamton on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time during Bearcat Time. All of our teams are on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, find our Lemoyne playlist, our BSC Syracuse playlist, and our Binghamton playlist. You'll also find the Dolphins, the Bobcats, and the Bearcats by going to WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to LeMoyneDolphins.com as well as Syracuse.bscbobcats.com and BinghamtonBearcats.com. For now, from the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, I say God bless, no stress, do your best. This is Wake Up Call. I'm Dan Tortora, and remember, God loves you.